We stole a lot of the really good things out of Scum and kept them. We kept the idea of the chore tool, which I just called chortle, but they had cyst and bile and all these bodily humor flavored tools from Scum. Cyst, bile, phlegm, mucus, and we kept, but there are analogs, like the chore tool is the really big one, but it's the analog to what they did in Cyst, which is the costume editor for all the other adventure games. Mm-hmm. And we kept those paradigms. You know, they manipulate 3D elements and 2D elements and movies and things together on one timeline, but that really is harkening back to exactly what they were doing in the 2D game. So
Lucas is remembered for the great art and the funny writing and all of that, but it's all built on just
tech.
Amazing tech.
We stole a lot of the really good.
We almost lost her at the last port, but it looks like they learned their lesson. No matter how heavy deck furniture looks, always use the proper cleats. Tied nice and strong. We almost lost her at the last port, but it looks like they learned their lesson. No matter how heavy deck furniture looks, always use the proper cleats. Ensign.
No, all the sprouted sailors. But what happens to their souls when they're sprouted?
I was wondering that myself.
I think the idea was they take the flowers and bring them back to the land of the living. They like gets recycled.
They get
never really thought
they
through.
get reincarnated, which is sort of what you don't want to do here.
Ensign Arnold was just a kid. I'm sorry I led you into trouble, sailor. Oh, no. This can't be happening.
Hey! He's back here!
Sack him! Custom officials, open this door!
Yeah, we want to check your bags.
Don't worry, Captain. We're safe in here. Okay, let's just set the explosives and get the hell out of here.
That's the throttle for the starboard side engine.
Oh, I wanted to also talk about, I think this was this may have been the first game, it may not have, but at LucasArts that I can remember, where you walk the character around and procedurally Manny's head is turning towards points of interest.
Yeah.
Procedurally.
It was the first head tracking, right?
With a computer.
LucasArts?
Oh, definitely at LucasArts it was, for sure.
I think that was because Tim didn't want to have like the UI highlighting stuff, right? Or he wanted to try something new.
Yeah, it was partial hint and partial probably red herring, right?
Oh,
Like show the player that they're point them in the direction of interesting subjects in the environment.
And I mean, it shows you everything you can interact with, and not everything you can interact with is a solution either, you know, so.
There's no UI in this game.
if anyone didn't notice, and that was by design.
Looks like the anchor's down. Híjole. Gladys sure did a number on that old diesel. If it were just a little more powerful, we could probably tear on out of here.
I tried. Oh, I tried. But I failed. It's not powerful enough.
Hey, maintain, sailor.
You're thinking back to the way that we all worked together at LucasArts, you know, the way the different departments collaborated. You know, it was everybody just assumed that we were all rooting for each other and on the same team, and there was almost no sense of kind of trial period nowadays and for a long time now in the video game industry, a lot of times when you are in a service capacity such as sound or audio music, there's really a vetting period where what you're presenting is being vetted by the directors and the producers, and you need to hear back, you know, what did they think? Are they want to continue to work with us and that kind of thing? And that's fine. That's the way the film industry is, and that's the way things are. But back then, especially at LucasArts, it was not at all like that. Everyone just wanted to be working together. It was all one team. Everyone was facing in the same collaborative direction, and achieving fun results. And I think that creates an atmosphere in which people feel comfortable creating and taking risks. So it paid off, I think.
One weird trivia fact about the world that I learned, I saw a couple of Manny Calavera tattoos when I was at PAX, and someone asked me, why are there no Glottis tattoos? And I started Googling, and I couldn't find a single Glottis tattoo on the internet. I found many Manny tattoos. And so, I don't know why Glottis... I'll just say that on the internet tomorrow.
That there
Hopefully
need to be more
yeah.
Glottis tattoos. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Looks like the anchor's down. Can't reach. Looks like the anchor's down. It's hard to totally panic when you're wearing that little sailor suit.
No, it's not.
It's hard to totally panic.
No, it's not.
Gladys, do something.
Okay.
Looks like the anchor's down. Looks like the anchor's down. Híjole. Gladish, if it were just a little more... Hey, maintain, sailor. I think the best way to use this engine would be the controls over there, as opposed to the hands-on method. Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. Looks like the anchor's down. That's the starboard anchor control. Looks like the anchor's down. Can't reach. Can't reach. Looks like the anchor's down. Híjole, if it were just... Hey, maintain, sailor. It's hard to totally panic when you're wearing that little sailor suit.
No, it...
That's the throttle for the starboard side engine. Looks like the anchor's down. 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 They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. That's the port anchor control. That's the port anchor control. Híjole. Hey, maintain, sailor. Looks like the anchor's down. starboard anchor control.
One weird trivia.
Híjole. Hey, maintain, sailor. Looks like the anchor's down.
Oh, I wanted to also talk about, I think this was the...
They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. That's a... They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. They're locked together. Can't reach. Clyde, do something.
Okay.
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up... I don't want to mess... My scythe. My scythe. My scythe. I don't want to mess up... I don't want to mess up my blade. As opposed to the hands-on method. That's the starboard anchor control. Well, there you go. Can't reach. They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel. Glottis, cover your ears.
What was that?
The dotted line, buddy. If I mess with these anchors anymore, we might go down with the ship. Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. If I mess with these anchors anymore, we might go down with the ship. If I mess... If I mess with these anchors anymore, we... Just a little farther, Glottis.
Manny! Choking!
Mira, snap out of it, sailor.
Easy for you to say, you don't have lungs.
Hey, you live without your heart once, so you can live without air for a little while. Just until I figure out what we're gonna do.
The sort of whale sounds in the music are overblowing on the contrabass clarinet.
Yeah.
Ralph Carney doing his little... That's the same thing with the birds that jump up at you and surprise you and squawk.
Not blue yet. You all right?
I'm a spirit of the land, Manny, not of the sea.
Hang in there, mano.
Beware, brave captain. Here in the darkest depths of the Sea of Lament dwell the most horrible monsters of all. The fearsome, murky demons of the deep will swallow you whole the instant you leave this pool of light. Heed my warning, or take one step forward and learn for yourself.
All right, I believe you. Just quit it with the creepy spirit of the land voice, huh?
Here comes one now.
According to our map, I think that's the Pearl. I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. Híjole, he looks like he's been down here a long time.
Okay, that might not have been a sea monster, but it was pretty spooky.
According to our map, I think that's the Pearl. I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want... My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. You all right?
I'm a spirit of the not of...
Hang in there, mano. According to our... the Pearl. According to our map, I think that's the Pearl. According to our map, I think the Pearl. Not blue yet. Amigo.
Huh? Who? Oh, geez, another shipwreck. You see? That's why I never travel by boat.
We've had a little accident. Think you could help us out?
Depends on what kind of help you're looking for.
Could we borrow that light for a second?
Sorry, I'm kind of attached to it.
Could we tag along with you?
Well, it's a long walk you're talking about.
We don't have any other choice.
Oh, all right then. Lift those knees, stick close to my light, and try to sing in key. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. 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 I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
I thought that looked like our ship.
That's just a trick the ocean plays on your mind, kid. Makes everything look the same after a while, like you was going in circles.
Well, this isn't the kind of progress I was hoping for.
Oh, well, the wet march of the soul ain't for everybody.
Could you take us to the Pearl?
Ha! You don't believe those old stories, do you? You think somewhere in this ocean there's a gigantic pearl that shines so brightly it can be seen from passing ships? And that sometimes sailors so allured by its luster actually fling themselves overboard to dive for it and are never heard from again?
Yeah, and I think it's right over...
Blah! I've been walking this ocean for years. I ain't never seen it.
No, really. The pearl is right over there.
You poor sucker, that's the moon! Tell me you didn't come all this way out here to pearl dive the moon.
Could you send for help?
Oh, sure. I promise to call for help at the next phone booth I walk by.
What are you doing down here?
Trying to get out of the land of the dead, same as everybody else.
Why are you walking instead of taking a ship?
Got sick of waiting around Rubicava for a boat. Figured I'd make better time this way.
Why didn't I think of that? How do you know where you're going?
See the moon over there? I just keep it on my right. That way I know I'm heading in a straight line.
But
Oldest trick in the book.
is everything okay with your eyebrows?
Them is barnacles, genius. I don't move fast enough to shake them, so they tend to pile up. I don't mind, though. They're the only company I got. Ain't you, boys?
How long have you been down here?
Well, let me put it this way. I wasn't always this color.
Shouldn't you have hit dry land by now?
I'm trying to cross a big ocean here, Sonny. What do you know about it?
I've already done it. In a boat.
A boat? Don't talk to me about boats.
What's the problem with boats?
We had such a nice boat. Why is everybody always talking about boats? You got a perfectly good pair of legs. Why not use them, I say?
Let me guess. You died in a boat wreck.
A boat wreck would have been better than what happened to us. Led off course by bad equipment, lost for weeks, no food, no shelter from the sun. We'd started throwing the dead overboard. But then the sharks began following the boat.
What happened in the end?
What happened was I learned 3 valuable lessons. Stay away from boats. When it comes to navigation, trust only the moon and the stars. And when there's only 2 of you left, never, ever go to sleep.
How have you kept that light going all these years?
Well, I found this coral, this glow-in-the-dark coral. Damnedest thing. Glows like a lightning bug and never seems to wear out.
I had some of that once. Made a nice grappling hook.
I don't think you had what I got, because I don't think you've been to the place where I got it.
Where'd you get the coral?
Edge of the world, boy. That's the only place it grows.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Watch out for sea monsters.
Who? These guys? Oh, they don't mess with old Chapito. I'm too bright for them. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, lay off. Lego! Lego!
What am I supposed to do with this?
Follow me.
Where are you taking me?
To the moon.
Manny, is that...
The pearl! Ooh-wee! I knew I'd find her someday! I'm rich! 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 Rich!
Shh! Something's happening.
Manny, what's going on?
I don't know, but I don't like the way that thing's looking at us. I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me. Still not blue. Does he have secret gills somewhere? I can't get anywhere near the sub while that monster's guarding it.
You know, Tim's really into Black Velvet.
Yeah.
And when I showed up my first day of work, there was a Black Velvet kind of canvas. I don't know what it was. It was like this kind of like you'd win it at the fair kind of thing, and it was like the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle with Mount Fuji in the background with these eagles flying out of it, and it was just pinned to the wall above my desk on the project. And for the entire project, we really didn't talk much about it. It was just kind of there, and then when I moved on to the next project after it, I left my desk exactly the way I had found it, with the thing pinned up to the wall and the whole thing. And then Tim came and gave it to me. I still have it in my office right now. But he was like, that's the mural that binds together Full Throttle and Grim Fandango, because it's the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle. Tim's really into...
Ugh. Watch those hands, Clams. I can't get anywhere near the sub while that monster's guarding it. I can't get anywhere near the sub while... I'll bet that light is what's attracting the octopus. I can't get anywhere near the sub while that monster's guarding it. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. Ugh. Ugh. I think we found our transportation. I can't get anywhere near... I think we found our transportation. How are my brave little soldiers?
Are you here to rescue us?
I'm working on it. You children just wait here and be brave little angelitos, okay?
Okay.
Some sort of metal contact. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. You want a piece of calavera suit? Can't get in there with this.
There was a the elevator in my dorm that you could push open while it was moving. You push the gate open and freeze it in between floors and hang out in the elevator for no reason. But there was a like strip of metal up in the...
I am so sorry.
Why is that door closed?
It was the only way the wind?
Oh. Hey, this is my room. Go use up the air in your own room.
I couldn't even reach it with that. Doesn't look like she's cooled off yet.
It's funny, the casting of Manny was it was tough because obviously you have I wanted to hire somebody who was legitimately Hispanic and not somebody putting on a fake accent.
Right. Oh, for sure.
And normally in a sort of a casting process, you'd sit down with the project leader and you'd probably have 5 to 10 candidates that you'd be looking at, and with Manny we had 2, and Tony was more Humphrey Bogart, and the other actor was more comedic, and I was terrified that Tim was going to go the comedic route because I thought Tony was the guy, and
Right.
I remember printing out resumes for the 2 guys, and Tony had a lot more experience. And then there was a really cool picture of Tony taken from Havana where he's sitting up at the bar, and he just looked cool. And
Yeah.
I made sure that went in too, and so just to help kind of push it in the direction I wanted it to go.
That's
And it's the perfect voice.
Yeah, he's great.
Doesn't look like she's cooled. Thanks for not shooting me.
Look, I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. It's just that the past 2 years have been pretty tough, you know?
Warning. Fire system. Do not touch. What's in these cases?
Take a look. It's all the double-end tickets Hector and Dom have stolen over the years. Each one stolen from a good soul, and now they just sit there.
That's it.
What?
They just sit there. That's what's been bothering me. In the days when I was a hot salesman, I used to see double-end tickets all the time, and they move.
What do you mean they move?
They become agitated around human souls, and the ticket that belongs to you will actually fly into your hand. But these tickets, and the tickets in that suitcase of Charlie's, it's like they're dead. Why would Hector and Domino be hoarding cases of counterfeit double-end tickets? I couldn't reach that vent, even if I stood on Mitch's shoulders.
Wouldn't it make more sense for me to stand on your shoulders anyway?
Are you kidding? Look at your heels. Why would Hector and Dom... That home plumbing sprinkler system looks like it's about to fall apart. I couldn't reach that vent, even if I stood on Mitch's shoulders. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all... I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. Now, all we have to do is wait for the room to fill up, and we'll just float on out of here. Well, this is disappointing.
Not to me. We don't float, remember?
I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I couldn't even reach it with that. That vent is the only way out of here that I can see. That home plumbing sprinkler system looks like it's about to fall apart.
Oh, not again.
This must be the big chipper. That home plumbing...
Oh, not again.
My scythe. I like to keep it. I don't want to bust all that. I can't reach that high. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all that. I can't reach that high. That home plumbing sprinkler system looks like it's about to fall apart.
Thank you.
I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade.
Oh, not again.
Not picking that up. After you.
What about the suitcases?
Forget them. They're counterfeit. They wouldn't fit through this hole anyway. Let's go.
Gladys, I'm so glad to see you.
Aww. Is the boat already?
Yeah, come on. Let's go eat some reef.
Works like crazy. Full speed ahead. What? Oh.
So are you really going to bring me back and try to get your old job again?
There's no job for me now except to bring you and everyone else here to the end of the road.
But if you aren't going to use me to get your job back, why did you spend all this time trying to find me?
Meche, I needed to find you.
I gave you one job, Manny. And look at you, already screwing it up. I suppose you realize that this is going to go down on your permanent record.
So once in a while, if there was a solo part that we could get to be recorded by a real person, we would do that. But I don't know if you remember, we were kind of under a lot of schedule pressure with that.
Do you remember some?
And people were like,
one late night or two. There was a late night or two.
And then there was like, you're spending $13,000 on live musicians? Are you crazy? So we were lucky we could do what we could do at all, but.
And look, where are those guys today? I don't even remember their names. And here we are. Here we are talking about Grimm.
Exactly.
Those guys are all dead. I'm sorry. I mean, I hope they're dead. I hope they're happy spending time with their families and no longer working on games. Which I think actually is true.
Domino's just the kind of guy to practice Oxford regulation boxing and then pull out a blade when it comes time to fight.
This doesn't look good for the kid.
Look, Dom, I'm not gonna work for you.
Oh, don't worry about that. You're fired. Just consider this your severance.
Domino's just the kind of guy to and then pull out a blade when it comes time to fight.
What are you doing away from your desk anyway?
I'm sending this domino back to the bone pile.
It's hard to make them kiss because they have those.
They don't have lips.
Yeah.
They should have added like a knocking sound.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Awesome.
Bones kissing.
Yeah. Making out. Imagine what that sounds like with a bony face.
That's the squishiest looking periscope I've ever seen.
I don't believe you, Calavera. You're losing a fight, so you pick on one of my pets? Why aren't you more like me, Manny? I've been trying to show you how, but you don't listen. If you just adopt the proper attitude, just look what could happen to you.
Name?
Pugsy Pelagiano, sir.
Waiting room number 2. Next.
¡Flores! ¡Flores! ¿Estás bien?
Glottis, where'd you go this time?
Alex, you had mentioned on our break that you were the master of playing through this game the most quickly.
That's right.
I think you should talk about that, because when I played this game, I think it took me a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm interested in playing the remastered version to see how long it takes me. I think it'll be, 12 hours or more, but when we were in test, obviously we're playing it, every single day, so we know it inside and out, but when a brand new build came down, we always had to play through from beginning to end, and I was the person that always ended up doing that because I could do it the fastest, and I got down to just a little over an hour playthrough time. I want to say like an hour and 10 minutes was my fastest time. Yeah, it was something else. I mean, I knew the whole game like instinctually, and now barely remember any of it.
You must have been able to skip through cutscenes or something.
Oh yeah,
because,
you can.
Yeah,
and you can skip dialogue too.
I think the cutscene tape that we received, so we could watch them. I want to say it was almost 2 hours long.
Oh,
it was
cool.
It was like an hour and 45 minutes or
Yeah.
something.
That's
Yeah,
really
good
cool.
lord.
I'd like to watch that. I mean, I guess we're watching it right now.